everyone, I am brand new to YouTube as far as making videos go, so please take it easy on me, okay? But aside from the fact that I'm super nervous right now, I am also so excited to get my channel up and running finally, so that I can share all sorts of information with you guys that might be helpful to y'all in some way. So without further ado, welcome to my channel. Okay guys, so today I'm going to be sharing with you the types of jobs that you can work from home, or not necessarily from home, but with a flexible schedule and still make really good money. So there are a lot of opinions people have out there about working from home and jobs that claim that you can work for them in your spare time and make tons of money. I've heard of these before myself, and I didn't necessarily trust any of them. However, I know that I hate rushing through morning traffic while trying to drive 20 miles per hour through like several different school zones just to drop off my kid at school and then rush to get to work on time. And to be honest, I really do like the idea of making a lot of money while sitting at home in my pajamas. So I still went ahead and researched a ton of information online about working from home and the type of jobs that are out there for working from home, and also like jobs that you don't necessarily have to work from home, but you can work in your own time or in a flexible schedule and still make a decent living. And so again, as I mentioned before, I thought that a lot of them were scams, so I was pretty skeptical. But I went ahead and I actually did some more digging, and I found out about some legitimate work from home and flexible scheduling work opportunities that are pretty reliable. And with these, you can make a career change without going broke in the process. Now, the first one I like to talk about is Forbes. Now, I don't know if Forbes has work from home positions or virtual positions with the magazine itself, but I do know that they have a list that they put out every year ranking the top 100 companies with work from home job openings and opportunities. Forbes 2018 list was published back in January. It was published back in January 17th to be exact. So they published this year's list back in January 17, 2018. And it's a pretty legitimate list. And I'm not talking small unknown companies either. I'm talking like the major companies like Dell, Amazon, K through 12, Adobe, CVS, Intuit, and a bunch of others. So for those of you who are interested in checking this list out, I will post the link for that in the video below. Now, the second job is one that I'm very familiar with because I've been working it myself for 2 years now, and so far it's been pretty neat. And the job is substitute teaching. Now, substitute teaching is pretty awesome because it is not only a perfectly legitimate job opportunity, but it's in very high demand. It's perfect because every public school district in the U.S. has a substitute teaching program where people can apply and get hired with their local school district, and they can sign up to work only on the days that they're available. Now, every school district has their own set of requirements for their substitutes, but for the most part, you just need to apply, have a clean background check, be able to pass a clean drug test, and have a high school diploma. And for many school districts, a sub can earn higher pay per assignment if they have a college degree. I can personally attest to this because I am a substitute teacher, as I mentioned before. I started out 2 years ago while I was still pursuing my bachelor's degree and also working a part-time job for the university that I was attending. Substitute teaching allowed me to have an extra source of income without scheduling conflicts with my other job or with school. So like if I had a project to do, or I had a test to study for, or I had to work my shift for my other job, all I had to do was not accept any sub jobs for that day. So it was pretty easy and convenient for me because it worked around my schedule and all my commitments. And then after I graduated with my bachelor's, my daily sub teaching pay went up an extra $10 because I now had the college degree. Now, the increase may not seem like much, $10 may not seem like a lot, but it really does add up with every job you take. And because you can pick the sub job you want to work, you can choose the campus and grade level you want to sub for. So if you prefer to work with a certain age group of kids, or if you're a parent like me, you can either pick a sub job that works with that age group that you want to work with, or for the school where your kid goes, so you can at least be there with your kid at the same in the same building at least during the day. And even if you don't sub for their school, at least you can rely on the work schedule, since all schools end around the same time every day, and y'all will all be home for the day together, which is pretty neat because it'll make time for helping them with homework a whole lot easier. So to check out if sub jobs are available in your area, you can just go to your local school district's website and click on their employment tab, or you can call the school district's administration office and ask for additional information on that. Now, the third job I'm gonna talk about is basically babysitting. So babysitting can be a nice way of making a little extra cash and has potential for being a full-time job if there's somebody needing childcare on a regular basis, like working parents, for example. Parents would choose this option when they feel that childcare centers may be a little too much for their little ones, or like if they have one of those kids who practically can look at somebody and catch whatever it is they have. And it's also an option for parents who just want somebody dedicated specifically to their kid. And either option for either reason is just fine. It helps to be CPR and first aid certified too, because parents would trust you with their kids much more if they knew you were knowledgeable in basic emergency situations. It also helps that parents are willing to pay out the nose for this kind of trust and reliability. So because of that, as a CPR first aid certified babysitter, you can get away with charging much more per hour than one who's not. So if this is something you're thinking about doing, I'll post a link to the American Red Cross Safety Training and Certification Programs page below this video. And you can click on the link to that page and you can find out more information on training and certification programs for different types of medical emergencies in your area. And finally, the fourth work opportunity that I am going to talk about is a rent-a-whoever. Now you're probably thinking, what in the hell is a rent-a-whoever? So let me explain. Rent-a-whoever is actually a broad field of rental people, if you can believe that. Now, apparently people can be rented, actual people can be rented to provide certain services or play certain roles for their clients. And before anybody gets any ideas, no, it's not prostitution and it's not stripping. These are actual companies that people are willing to pay others to serve them, but it's more about working to serve a particular role for someone, not necessarily just a duty, but an actual role for a client. So one really good example of this is a company called Need a Mom, which is based out of New York City, and it's an actual service where people can rent a mom for a day or for however long they need a mom. So let's say somebody's out there needing a mom's advice or help with a situation, but they don't have their actual mom around to help them out, or they just don't want their actual mom involved in their business. They can call Need a Mom, and for $40 an hour, anyone can book a lady to play their mom and help them out with that kind of stuff. They can do anything from give advice, support, and teach them how to cook, to ironing their clothes for them, and even accompanying them to some scary doctor's appointment or whatever the case. So if you're an actual mom with a nurturing side and you have a lot of wisdom to share, why not get paid for it? I mean, how many times have you heard us moms complain that we do so much for our kids and don't even feel appreciated for it? I think we should get paid for that. So, and now we can. So it's going to be pretty interesting. I think an interesting gig for anyone, because you're literally playing somebody's mom and you're offering them the kind of service that's very rare these days. Like there's not very many rent-a-mom kind of companies and services out there. So you'll definitely stand out as far as the service you'll be providing if you decide to go that route. So if you're interested in being someone's pretend mom for money, I'll post a link to the company below this video. And I'll also post a link to the other people services, such as Rent-A-Date, which I think is pretty self-explanatory. You have a a dance to go to, or some sort of event, or you have a wedding that you have to go to, you have to go to your cousin's wedding or whoever, and you want a date, you can literally rent a date for the evening. um, there's also Rent a Dad. Now, this service is only available for Father's Day. Now, the company is looking to expand to fulfill more days throughout the year, but for right now, Rent a Dad's only available for Father's Day. And then finally, we have, I want to say, Rent a Friend. Yes, Rent a Friend. And it's for whatever or whenever somebody needs a friend. So let's say you have 2 tickets to a concert or a game, but all your actual friends are busy, or you don't really have that many friends or any friends at all. You can literally rent a friend to go with you to these events. So that way you're not going by yourself. So it's, again, really interesting, kind of thinking outside of the box a little bit in terms of employment. But hey, it's a great way to make extra money. $40 per hour here or there, or however you charge per hour. And you're also having fun in the process because you get to go to all these different events and meet new people. So if you're a social butterfly, this will be perfect. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a good idea. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. So the beauty of these types of jobs is that even if a company required you to work a certain number of hours per week, as long as you meet your work hour quota, you can work them around your own schedule. So if you're one of those who has a current job that's pretty stable, and you're scared to quit that job because you're not sure if one of these new jobs will make you the kind of money that you need or the kind of money you want, you can just try it out after work or on your days off from your regular job. And this way you can kind of test the jobs out a little bit and see if they actually work, what the pay will actually be, and whether it's the kind of job you can trust to earn you a decent and reliable income long term. And so for parents, this will make their lives super easy, because if it all works out, they can go to all those school functions and parent-teacher conferences, doctor appointments, etc. And they don't have to worry about calling in sick or asking for time off work, or asking somebody, a coworker, to switch schedules with them or whatever, switch shifts, or even get a babysitter, because they can work from home in their spare time, and it would allow you to have time for work and family without sacrificing either one. So I'm sure there are plenty of other opportunities just like these, but these are the main ones that I can trust, that will be pretty reliable. The key is to make sure whatever jobs you find, that they are legitimate opportunities. One of the most important things to remember, and I cannot stress this enough, you guys, one of the most important things to remember is that any work opportunity in which you are asked to pay anything is an obvious sign of being scammed. No legitimate work opportunity will ever ask you to pay for applying to work for them. Remember, they're the ones that are in need of employees. They're the ones that are posting the for help signs and help wanted signs and all of that. They're the ones in need of help. They should be paying you, not the other way around. So just remember that. And as long as you remember that, you can avoid being scammed. Biggest rule of thumb: don't ever, 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 ever pay for anything. And I think it should be good to go. So that's all for now. That's all the advice I have. That's all the advice and resources that I have today. And again, I will post the links to all these companies and services at the bottom of the video. Below this video, I will go ahead and post all that stuff, so that way you guys can look at them and actually research these companies a little bit more in detail and get any additional information you guys might need. So with that being said, I hope you guys found this video informative. I hope you learned something today, and good luck. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching.